So, as you all know, data centers have evolved at a phenomenal rate over the last few years. Certainly, technological innovations in virtualization and cloud has meant that we've seen an exponential increase in cloud applications and infrastructures. When I talk to customers, I've seen a subtle change in direction. I remember a few years ago, people used to say, oh, what can we put in the cloud? Now, there's a slight change on that. It's what can't we put in the cloud? What about your applications, and what about the data itself? What about safeguarding that? And like I said, previously, people have thought, oh, yeah, we're just going to offload everything to our cloud service provider, AWS in this case. But is that the case? And so, really, the cloud service providers, people like Amazon and everyone, they talk about something called shared responsibility. And what does shared responsibility actually mean? And how does it actually differ with the type of cloud that you might be engaging in? Or how does it actually differ when you've got a hybrid setup, right? To give you that kind of baseline idea of what it does actually look like, I've got a simple chart here. So you can see on the left-hand side here, if you're going to do everything DIY, so on-premise, you're actually responsible for everything, right? You're responsible for the infrastructure, the hypervisor, the middle layer, the applications, and the data. If you're taking that initial kind of dip into the cloud, you might look at infrastructure as a service, which is what most people tend to go for, those EC2 type workloads. And you can see, in this instance, Amazon will take care of the infrastructure, the kind of hypervisor and the OS. And then as you kind of turn up the level, as you go to platform as a service, if you're looking at things like RDS as a service for your databases, you can see Amazon are taking more responsibility for it. And then finally, when you go software as a service, you've kind of shelved everything into the cloud. But what you will see, and what remains consistent over this whole model, is that you are responsible for the data, not the cloud service provider, right? It's your responsibility. And you see that remains consistent. And in that kind of hybrid setup, you can see what the commonality and the touch points are. So when you're looking at compliance and regulation, you need to take this kind of model into account to understand where are your areas of demarcation and what do you need to kind of put in place.